Greetings, adventurers and warriors. Welcome to the realm where fantasy meets fitness. We introduce Dumbbells and Deadlifts. We, as the Five Deadly Venoms, took on the quest of revolutionizing the world of fitness applications. In Dumbbells and Deadlifts, you won't just break a sweat. You'll embark on epic adventures, earn some shiny armor, and face deadly foes, all while getting in the best shape of your life. This is not just a regular fitness app. This is an adventure. So join us as we unveil this groundbreaking fusion of fitness and fantasy. This is Dumbbells and Deadlifts. Now introducing Luke to give us a tour of the application.
Thank you, John Luke. So as you see, we have our lovely web page, our home login. Our users have an option to join in and either log in or continue as a guest. If they do so, continue as a guest, they have this lovely carousel that is available to them that shows them a few workouts, a few exercises that are available to them just to get them started. However, the bread and butter of our program is in the user login and being able to go in there. So let's register. So if we go here, we'll enter my information. So my name is Luke Moore. Get a username. We'll call ourselves Buff Buff the Wizard as our great logo. That is what we've named him. Enter in a password. Get ourselves an email. And our favorite workout, as all wizards should have, are dumbbells and spells. Once we log in, it takes us to our lovely homepage here that gives you a brief description of what to expect there, what it goes in on our program. Let's grab an exercise though. So here we have individual exercises we grab through different muscle groups, difficulty, and different types. So how about we do abdominal, do a mid, and let's grab some calisthenics. So if we go here, we can pull up some bicycle crunches. It'll pull up one just available for users to grab. How about we pump some iron now? So here we have three other categories of different body areas. So we have our upper, lower, and full body. This allows us to grab a workout, culmination of different exercises to complete. Once you do so, you can hit the complete button. So let's do some push-ups and around the world. And you can see up at the top in our nav bar, it updates our stats for each of those, upper, lower, and full body. So let's go and do a lower body one, get some lunges and dead bug. Let's go to the full body and do some burpees and jump rope. Now, however, while we have these stats located up the top, one good thing is that at the bottom of this page, we have an exercise log that will also track the exercises that the user uses and completes. And what these stats are good for is in the game section. So if we go to fetch a quest, we can embark on a journey to encounter some type of scenario. So here a bandit confronts us. And how about we challenge him to a foot race? Look at that. I'm amazing. I did it. And look, I increased my gold by 10. Now what can we do with that gold? Here, if we go to the equipment store, you can see we have a nice off canvas that appears that we can click on to equip ourselves with some items. See, we made a purchase, and once we do that, a helmet, some armor, and some other gear are equipped onto us. This is what we look forward to improving on as well further in our development to potentially make these add more stats to allow us to further our adventures and strengthen our resolve. But to talk more about that and all the other stuff that went behind the scenes, I will move it to Alyssa to talk more about the developer standpoint.
Thank you so much, Luke. So starting on the guest user page, we're going to go into the styling. So we utilized Bootstrap for styling, and we did this to reduce the redundancy of work for styling. So this already exists, so why not use it? The carousel feature creates a more innovative way to review the page. It also is more visually appealing and to enjoy the site, even if you don't have a user login. Now, next we'll review Fetch a Quest. So the most interesting feature here is the React confetti, because obviously when you accomplish a challenging task, you need to celebrate. We wanted to entice the user to want to keep exercising to successfully pass the challenges. Then the higher their stats, the better their chance of winning the game. Then for the future, we were looking to create prizes for winning and to encourage the user to continue progressing with the game. Then we can go on to watch a video. So what if somebody wanted to try a workout, but they just didn't know where to start? Well, what is the easiest, most user-friendly platform? YouTube. So we utilized an external API, the YouTube API, so that we have a dynamic workout video. So each time the page renders, you can pull new workouts. And this creates a more fun user experience. But if you're not super tech savvy, you might be asking, well, what the heck's an API? So an API is basically just a tool that handles the communication between the user and the application. So basically it says, I have this information. You say, okay, great. I want to view that. Then our next page we'll take a look at is grab an exercise. So what if somebody wanted to start some simple exercises one at a time on their fitness journey? Well, we used another external API to allow us to pull just one exercise. So it's not too overwhelming and somebody can pick and choose what they would like to look through. Then the next page we can review is pump some iron. Now we also created our own APIs to meet the needs of our app. So as we saw the categories already, upper, lower, full body, but this in contrast to the previous page is a full exercise routine. So you have 6 exercises total for each category, and it encourages the user to continue to use the app because they can track, when their exercises are completed, track their progress. And completing the exercises also ties into the gameplay as Luke previously discussed. And as your stats increase, you have a better chance of winning the game. Now we can go back to the fetch a quest page, and this is the last API that we implemented. So this has an event, which consists of a scenario, a list of choices, and a pass-fail result. And it creates a unique gameplay experience to tie together the workout completion with the game. So in summary, we utilize JavaScript for the functionality of the pages, Java to model the data, and React to render the site. We also manage the styling with CSS and Bootstrap. And Robert will take it away now for a more detailed explanation of the backend development, as well as provide insight about the creation of our APIs, as well as the shortcoming of pre-existing ones.
Thank you very kindly, Alyssa. She did mention, yes, we use Java and its Spring framework to create powerful data storage tools and allow us to create our own custom APIs. We had used external APIs as we are continuing to use here, but we found that we couldn't control their wording. There were some groups that we were trying to search for that they didn't have enough exercises to fill those. So we went with the route to create our own exercise API with the groups and the difficulties, which are all like a custom name as well. And we wanted to keep up with the fantasy theme. So we also have some fantasy themed exercises to kind of for you to buff up before you go out onto your quest and earn gold and stats. Stats are for each individual user. And to store those right now, we're using an in-memory database, which does not persist if the server's turned off. So for now, we're using this, but in the future, we're planning on implementing MySQL into it so that way the data can, be around longer than the server would be. To ensure the tenacity of the data, just to make sure that it stays together and functions in a way that we were kind of expected, we use Postman in order to test the different controller endpoints, just to make sure that when you try and ask for certain data, you're actually going to get what you expected. It's a noble concept. And what we had some difficulties with in the back end was we couldn't interact directly with data objects. And we found that to better make the code more axiomatic, to make it a little bit more succinct, we went and started using the Lombok library, which is a very powerful set of tools, but it didn't come without its own difficulties, along with trying to use our agile methodology daily stand-ups. But to cover that, I would like to go ahead and hand it over to Baba. Baba, if you would, please take us home.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robert. Greetings to all. I hope that everyone has been able to enjoy our presentation along with its concepts thus far. While it has definitely been easier said than done, we have managed to achieve our anticipated outcome through consistent structure, communication, and teamwork. As we all know, in the tech environment, it has a lot to do with learning on the fly. So yes, indeed, we did face certain obstacles when it came to crossing the finish line. A particular struggle worth mentioning was the conflicting schedules amongst our group as we all live different lives, which ultimately resulted in many live meetings without full participation. The great part about that is we did not allow ourselves to give up. We resorted to providing real in-depth stand-up summaries upon meeting completions and even taking it a step further sometimes and scheduling alternative meeting times for whoever. In moments where we were approaching a deadline and hadn't met yet, we often embraced the challenges of trying to attempt more within the code or taking risks so that we could actually see an effect or result. This, I believe, will take us very far in terms of software development as we now understand that it is absolutely okay to try things out. All in all, very encouraging experiences. We are all satisfied with our cohesion, consistency, and willingness to adapt. This has now concluded our presentation. Thanks for all to attending, and we will now open up if anyone has any questions. Thank you.